Dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where those treetops
The boy the world left home alone. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want you to imagine something. Imagine being 7 years old, still losing your baby teeth, still needing help tying your shoes, and suddenly becoming the most famous child on earth. Macaulay Culkin. Welcome to Social Heat, the place where stories come alive. Here, we dive deep into the rise, the fall, and the truth behind some of the world's biggest celebrities, icons, and public figures. From inspiring success stories to shocking downfalls and unbelievable comebacks, Social Heat brings you powerful storytelling that keeps you informed, entertained, and always coming back for more. If you enjoy meaningful content like this and want to stay updated with the most fascinating stories from the worlds of fame, fortune, and controversy, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Your support helps this channel grow, improve, and bring you even better content with every upload. Now let's get into today's story. Imagine your face on billboards in Times Square. Imagine your voice echoing in living rooms from New York to Tokyo. Imagine your laugh being recognized by millions of strangers. Now imagine all of that happening before you even understand what fame is. Before you understand money, before you understand contracts, before you understand that sometimes the people who are supposed to protect you might be the very ones who profit from you. This is not a fairy tale, though for a moment it looked like one. This is the story of Macaulay Culkin, the story of the biggest child star in the world. How he rose faster than anyone could imagine, fell harder than anyone expected, and somehow lived to tell the tale. Part 1. A Star is Born. Macaulay Carson Culkin was born on August 26, 1980 in New York City. Not into luxury, not into Hollywood royalty, but into a working-class apartment in Manhattan. His father, Kit Culkin, had once been an actor himself, mostly in theater. His mother, Patricia Brentrup, worked as a telephone operator. The family was large, 7 children, and money was always tight. They didn't live in a glamorous penthouse. They lived in a small railroad apartment. At times, Macaulay shared a bedroom with several siblings, but what they lacked in space, they made up for in ambition, especially Kit, who saw something special in his son very early on. By the age of 4, Macaulay was already performing in off-Broadway productions. By 6, he was appearing in commercials, and by 8, he had landed small roles in films like Rocket Gibraltar and Uncle Buck, where he worked alongside comedy legend John Candy. It was during Uncle Buck that director John Hughes noticed something extraordinary. There was a timing to Macaulay, a presence, a natural ability to command the screen without trying. So Hughes began writing a script, specifically with him in mind. A story about a boy accidentally left behind during Christmas vacation. Part 2. Home Alone and On Top of the World. In 1990, Home Alone was released, and overnight, everything changed. Macaulay Culkin, at just 10 years old, became Kevin McAllister, the clever, mischievous child who must defend his home from 2 bumbling burglars after his family accidentally leaves him behind during the holidays. The film became a global phenomenon. It earned nearly $500 million worldwide. It became the highest-grossing live-action comedy of all time, a record it held for decades. And at the center of it all was this small, blonde-haired boy with wide eyes and impeccable comedic timing. The scream, the aftershave scene, the battle plans, the traps. He wasn't just acting, he was owning the screen. Audiences adored him, critics praised him, and Hollywood took notice. He was nominated for a Golden Globe. He became one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. And suddenly, the offers began pouring in. Part 3. The biggest child star in history. The early 1990s became the Macaulay Culkin era. In 1991, he starred in My Girl, playing Thomas J., a sweet, bespectacled boy whose tragic fate left audiences in tears. In 1992, he returned in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, earning a staggering $4.5 million for the role. That made him the highest-paid child actor in history at the time, but it didn't stop there. In 1993, he starred in The Good Son alongside Elijah Wood, portraying a chilling, manipulative child sociopath, proving he wasn't just a comedy kid. In 1994, he appeared in Getting Even with Dad, The Page Master, Richie Rich. For Richie Rich, he earned $8 million. $8 million. At 14 years old. To put that into perspective, that's more than many adult actors were earning in blockbuster films at the time. By the mid-1990s, Macaulay Culkin's total earnings had reached approximately $17 million. He wasn't just successful, he was a brand. He hosted Saturday Night Live, he met presidents, he was mobbed by fans everywhere he went. But while the world saw a smiling child star, behind the scenes, cracks were beginning to form. Part 4. Family, Fortune, and Fracture. Macaulay's father, Kit Culkin, had taken on the role of his manager. And as Macaulay's fame grew, so did Kit's control. Reports began to surface of Kit being domineering on set, demanding, difficult. Studios allegedly hesitated to hire Macaulay because working with his father was so challenging. At home, tensions rose between Kit and Patricia. Arguments escalated. Eventually, the relationship collapsed. And what followed was one of Hollywood's ugliest custody battles. But this wasn't just about who Macaulay would live with. It was about who would control his $17 million fortune. The legal battle dragged on for months. The spotlight became suffocating. And at 14 years old, Macaulay Culkin made a decision few children ever make. He stepped away from acting at the peak of his fame. He also took legal action to remove his parents' control over his finances, effectively becoming emancipated from them. His trust fund was placed under the protection of a court-appointed accountant. The boy who once defended his house from burglars was now defending his own life from chaos. Part 5. Disappearance in tabloids. For nearly a decade, Macaulay Culkin disappeared from Hollywood. No blockbusters, no red carpets, just silence. In 1998, at 18, he married actress Rachel Miner. They divorced 2 years later. He later entered a long-term relationship with Mila Kunis, which lasted for nearly a decade before ending in 2011. In 2003, he returned to acting with the indie film Party Monster, a dark portrayal of real-life club promoter Michael A. But the public didn't see a comeback. They saw change. Then, in 2004, headlines exploded. Macaulay Culkin was arrested in Oklahoma for possession of marijuana and prescription medications without a prescription. His mugshot spread across tabloids worldwide. Speculation followed. Rumors, concerns about his health. His appearance became a subject of gossip. Paparazzi photos were dissected online. He became less known for his work and more known as a former child star, a cautionary tale. Part 6. Reinvention. But here's the thing about stories. Sometimes they don't end where we think they do. In the 2000s, Macaulay began quietly rebuilding his life on his own terms. He explored music with his parody band, The Pizza Underground. He made appearances in online comedy sketches. He became involved with independent film projects. He co-founded a satirical lifestyle website called Bunny Ears, poking fun at celebrity culture and even his own past. Then came something unexpected. In 2021, he joined the cast of American Horror Story Double Feature. Audiences saw something new. Not Kevin McAllister, but Macaulay Culkin, the adult actor. Comfortable, confident, self-aware. And in 2023, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, standing there decades after his rise to fame, supported by friends, family, and former co-stars. He smiled. Not as a child star, but as a survivor. Outro. Not a tragedy, a testament. Macaulay Culkin's story is not just about fame. It's about pressure, control, loss, independence, and resilience. He rose faster than most, fell harder than many, and yet he never became the tragedy that so often follows child stardom. Instead, he stepped away. He healed. He reinvented himself, and he came back, not as the boy the world once adored, but as the man who lived through it. Thank you for watching this video on Social Heat. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on future uploads. We're constantly working to bring you better stories, better content, and deeper dives into the lives of the people who shape the world of entertainment. And your support truly helps this channel grow and improve with every single video. So make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned for more incredible stories, and we'll see you in the next one right here on Social Heat.
Where those treetops listen and children listen to hear sleigh bells.
Everyone in this family hates me.
Then maybe you should ask Santa for a new family.
I don't want a new family. I don't want any family. Families suck.
Just stay up there. I don't want to see you again for the rest of the night.
I don't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life. And I don't want to see anybody else either.
I hope you don't mean that.